What's up, everybody? New topic today. This is the Grand Line Gazette where we talk about all the topical stuff damn near every damn day. That's Kev. I'm Corey. Today we're talking about the power of love. Wait, don't go anywhere yet. We're talking about Scopper. We're talking about Garp. We're talking about Sanji.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously
Mm-hmm.
there are
Mm-hmm.
abilities that we have not discussed yet or discussed at length. So we're going to talk about it. What is this power of love? Is this power of passion that Oda used to talk about when he used to talk about Sanji's fire? Like, is that a one-off kind of thing? Or is Garp saying something? Is Sanji saying something? Is Scopper saying something? You guys say something in the comments below. Let us know how you guys feel about this power set, what this does for Conqueror's Haki, all that and more. Doesn't really matter. I don't know. That's Kev. I'm Corey. We talk about One Piece a lot. This is shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Saiga Tiberius Runner on TikTok. He's the one that came up with the topic. We're taking it from him. As always,
Mm-hmm.
Kev, what are we talking about?
I mean, let's just jump into a new character that recently brought it to the foreground for me, and that's our background character for the day, Scopper Gabon, the missionary of love, the minister of love. We got introduced to him here recently, and remember, guys, he is the left hand of the old pirate king. Our left hand of the pirate king is Sanji. They have a lot of parallels. So let's just jump right into it. What I kind of think about this is that if Haki is the embodiment of the user's will, then I would assume that hatred is more of the conquerors, and then we have a new Haki, love. And I like the concept because here recently in the anime we got introduced to a blue Haki stream when the teleporter was being run to Egghead with Saturn. So I wonder if there's any connection to the blue Haki that we saw in Egghead.
Yeah, that would be very interesting because at the end of the day, hockey is willpower. Hockey is the personification, or I don't know, the picturization of a person's unwavering determination to get to a goal. There are only certain feelings or certain emotions that can get that unwavering feeling. Like you mentioned before, hatred. Much like how
Mm-hmm.
Doflamingo hated everybody that was like attempting to kill him and his family at the moment. Like
Yep.
that was a strong, strong hatred. Like that you're deriving from. And the easiest way to conceptualize this, as I always like bring it back to, is Saiyans. For a long time, Saiyans thought
Yep.
Super Saiyans came through hatred. When we first saw um, Goku turn Super Saiyan, it was through hatred of Frieza. It's much like that
Mm-hmm.
with the hockey, where that anger you have can make something very powerful. But you, that is the inverse of love. And love can also give you an unwavering determination. You know what I mean? Like,
Very
if
true.
you love something like deeply enough, love an idea, love a person, love a concept, you will fight for that concept to continue, just as much as you would fight to dismantle something if you hated it. So they're two sides of the same coin. It's very interesting.
That I like how you put that too, because I wanna also connect it with another, something else that we're also learning here recently, which is like the concept of Nika being the freedom, like a slave freer. All of this connects to the Buccaneers. We see it in Kuma's flashback quite a bit. When his dad, all his whole entire life has been a slave, but he still is loving to his son enough to where he teaches him about a better future. I think unraveling the truth of the Buccaneers will then lead us to what we're calling the power of love. And I just think the roots in the culture with that would definitely come into that. Do you have a specific time that they've mentioned love that really stuck out to you? I mean, we have quite a few.
The one that I like to think about the most with this concept brought up is Sanji blocking Kizaru. So we all know that Sanji and Kizaru is probably going to be one of those endgame fights. They are very similar in ways. They both fight using their feet a lot. They're both quicker than the speed of light, most likely. Like Kizaru, you are light, so you are the speed of light. But I'm pretty sure you could go into overdrive. You know what I mean? If you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But even that being said, Sanji blocked one of his laser attacks. Not just his embodiment, but like Sanji blocked a laser attack to the point where it shocked everybody watching. And these are people that are well aware of Haki. Now, maybe they don't know and understand the lengths that Haki can defend something. So they were all just maybe like shook anyway. But I think that Sanji then declaring the power of love leaves room for a concept that, hey, this Haki can also be backed by something else. Much like Rio is like Aramet Haki being backed by something. It's your willpower. Maybe that's like, maybe it's one of those.
Now, I'll get into mine in a second, but I want to hear down in the chat. Do you guys, if we are spot on here and the power of love will be in the Haki tree, very similar to the Conqueror's Haki, do you think they'll be the same power strength? Like, will my power of hatred be able to overpower your power of love? Or is there one? It brings to mind, like you said, the Super Saiyans. We have later on in the series, we have Super Saiyan gods with Vegeta and Goku having different versions.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's very something similar to that.
I think it would be more along the concepts of, well, it is kind of like Goku and Vegeta being opposites, but I think it's more of the concept of like Naruto Sasuke, where Kishimoto was like, every time I gave one a power up, the other had to get a power up. I had to keep it even. Like, they made me keep it even. But I don't think, and especially for something like One Piece, I think the concept of love, the reason why it hasn't been fleshed out so much is because it would be very easy to fall on that generic hate loses to love.
Agreed.
I think they're both like it's hard to equate it with any other story because One Piece is so much better conceptually than any other story. Like, I'm trying to be like, I don't know enough about Star Wars, but I know like there's Jedis and there's Sith, and they're like equal, like in strength, but one has a different power source from hate, and the other has a different power source from just like the Force or something like that. Like, I'm trying to equate it to that, but One Piece for me is like a better concept, so it's hard.
And I think it really comes down to who you are. So, and I want to give an example. For the Straw Hats, I think, let's take the big three, for example. I think Luffy could master both Conqueror's Haki and Love Haki, or Power of Love. But Sanji, I think, could only use one, and then Zoro the other. Like, I don't think Zoro's going to be able to use the Conqueror's Haki of Love, or Power of Love, and then Sanji's never going to tap into the Conqueror's. That's kind of how I foresee it playing out, but I could be wrong, albeit.
I'm thinking Conquerors could go into two branches, whatever the X is, and then like the power of love. You know what I mean? So that
I try to think of it like a RPG game. Like, it's like I'm building a skill tree, and hopefully we can get there.
But I don't think love is a separate power source or a power concept. I think it is an additional power concept to anything you already have established.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, you guys down in the comments, you guys tell us, what are you feeling? What do you think, Oda? Is there a twist that maybe we're not seeing? This is a whole new concept. We actually just started talking about this a few days ago. So,
well, here,
it's actually pretty big.
We're about 10 minutes, and let's a couple more concepts. Kuma overriding like his programming. Now, they said that that's his base instinct. What's a father's base instinct? It's to love your child. You know what I mean? So, I mean, obviously that's extrapolating it a little bit too much, but like, I think Kuma, like, his love for his child got him halfway across the world, up the red line, through a fight with a Kainu, through the Gorosei, all the way back to his daughter. Like, that is something was there that helped charge that concept in his mind. Like, he wasn't just a blank robot and then nothing triggered it. Like, something triggered it. And that's probably what this power source is.
And with and I'm gonna use a throwback here because before we really learn that Garp is Luffy's granddad, he punches him in the back of the head. And you guys at home probably remember this scene, but it hurts him. He's not using Haki at the time, and Sanji specifically, out of everyone, takes the time to like question this, and he says, "How does this even hurt you, Luffy? You're made of rubber." And Garp has one of the weirdest answers ever, saying that a fist of love cannot be blocked. That is quite interesting. I never thought of that until we saw the I forget the guy's name, but the TikTok we shouted out at the top. I never put two and two together because this was chapter 300 and now we're on 1200.
Even farther.
Now we have Scopper
Chapter
talking about
450.
oh yeah, there you go.
Inupe, the penguin dog zombie from Thriller Bark. He said that the power that can't be measured by common sense, the power that makes the impossible possible, it blows everything over. The name of that hurricane is love. It's like, okay, so even back in 450, even back in 300, even back with like Sanji's flames, and it's like, okay, so when Sanji was tanking those attacks by Queen, what was that really his exoskeleton? Or was that something else modified on top of the exoskeleton? Was that his power source on top of being like a fucking cyborg? Like, I guess Android, whatever he is. Android 18.
Now, I'm not completely sold on the name that we're kind of rolling with right now.
Yeah, no.
But I do like the idea of the power of love being like the power to protect. And if I'm going along those lines, I'm thinking if we have Conqueror's Haki, maybe we have Guardian Haki, something along those lines, where, Guardian deity Haki. I don't know, something along those. But ever since Scopper has been reintroduced to the story, he's brought up love quite a few times. He's the missionary of love as he proclaimed when we first got introduced to him. But then when he's explaining that how love is free, he starts deep diving into all the mixed races that we have on the world. Buccaneers, Dos Fundaras, the long arm, long legs, the Wotans, all of them. And so it really begs the question if love has to do with the next generation and maybe, procreation in ways, because most of our major pirates from the old generations just retired and had kids. Like they just fell off the planet, and you have him and Elbaf who's having a kid, and nobody's ever heard of him since. So
Yeah, I wonder if it's supposed to be a next generation thing, or I wonder if it's just it ain't our time. We'll just wait, and that's just like what people do when they, I guess live or something.
Live. But you guys tell us down in the comment section. I'd really love to hear from the community on this. This is brand new for us as far as throwing out this theory.
So you guys let us know in the comments below. What is this mystery power source? Is this enough evidence for us to start thinking it's a new tree under Haki? How far do you think this power extends to? Or let me rephrase that. Like, what abilities do you think love can enhance? I agree. I don't like calling it love as far as a power source. Sure. So I'm like trying to like not call it that, but what abilities do you think love can enhance? Is this the reason why when Summers gets his arm cut off, his hand cut off, it doesn't grow back? So is that the opposite that Kev is talking about, where Emu's stuff is made from hate? If you use the power of love, it can balance it out or nullify it or something like that. Is that a corny concept to you as far as like just love versus hate? Do you guys think it's gonna? Do you think we're off? Do you think like, hey, it's just Haki, bro? Like, let us know.
It's just Haki.
It could be anything. But anyway, we will be back next week. Peace.
Catch you guys in the next one.